thing. Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered, where did I really come from? Not just your parents or grandparents, but the very first members of our human family. It's a story that spans millions of years, a grand epic of survival, innovation, and incredible transformation. Today, we're going to journey back in time to uncover the complete story of our existence. Our tale begins not with humans, but with our distant primate ancestors in Africa, around 6 to 7 million years ago. Imagine a world teeming with life, where dense forests were giving way to open savannas. This changing environment was the crucible for our evolution. It was here that a new lineage split from the one leading to modern chimpanzees. This new branch would eventually lead to us. One of our earliest known relatives is Sahelanthropus, had a chimp-sized brain, but showed a key human-like feature: the placement of its foramen magnum. The hole where the spinal cord connects to the skull suggested it might have walked upright on two legs. This ability, known as bipedalism, was a game-changer. Why? Walking on two legs freed up the hands that could now carry food, tools, and even infants over long distances. It was the first, crucial step on the path to becoming human. Fast forward a couple of million years, to about 4 million years ago, and we meet the famous Australopithecines. You've probably heard of Lucy, a member of the species Australopithecus afarensis. Lucy and her kind were masters of two worlds. They could walk upright on the ground but also had long arms, perfect for climbing trees, likely for safety or to find food. Their brains were still relatively small, not much larger than a modern chimpanzee's, but their commitment to walking on 2 feet was undeniable. The Lutoli footprints, a trail of fossilized footprints preserved in volcanic ash in Tanzania, give us a hauntingly beautiful snapshot of 3 Australopithecines walking together 3.6 million years ago. It's a direct connection to our deep past, a moment frozen in time. The next major leap in our story happens around 2.5 million years ago with the arrival of the genus Homo, our own genus. The first member was Homo habilis, which translates to handyman. And for good reason. Alongside the fossils of Homo habilis, archaeologists found the first definitive evidence of stone tools. These weren't just random rocks. They were intentionally shaped stones, known as old Owen tools, used for butchering animals and breaking open bones to get to the nutritious marrow inside. This was a massive cognitive jump. It meant we weren't just using our environment. We were actively shaping it to our needs. Access to meat and marrow provided a dense source of calories and fat, which likely fueled the most important development yet: the expansion of our brains. From Homo habilis, the stage was set for a true world traveler, Homo erectus, the upright man. Appearing around 2 million years ago, Homo erectus was a pioneer in every sense of the word. They were taller, had longer legs, and possessed a brain significantly larger than their predecessors. They refined tool-making, creating sophisticated aculine hand axes. But their greatest achievement was their wanderlust. Homo erectus was the first human ancestor to leave Africa, spreading across Asia and Europe. What gave them this incredible ability to adapt? The answer is fire. Evidence suggests Homo erectus was the first to control fire. This wasn't just for warmth. Fire cooked food, making it easier to digest and unlocking more nutrients. It provided protection from predators and became a social hub, a place to gather, share, and communicate. The control of fire was one of humanity's most profound innovations. Now, our story splits. The Homo erectus populations that remained in Africa continued to evolve, eventually giving rise to us, Homo sapiens. But the populations in Europe and Asia took a different path. In Europe, they evolved into the Neanderthals, Homo neanderthalensis. The Neanderthals were not the brutish cavemen of popular myth. They were highly intelligent and incredibly adapted to the cold climates of Ice Age Europe. They had large brains, sometimes even larger than ours. They were skilled hunters, created complex tools, buried their dead with care, and likely had some form of language. They were our cousins, another form of intelligent human life, sharing the planet. Meanwhile, back in Africa, around 300,000 years ago, the first members of our own species, Homo sapiens, appeared. These early modern humans looked like us, with high, rounded skulls, small faces, and a prominent chin. For thousands of years, we shared the Earth with other human species, like the Neanderthals in Europe and the mysterious Denisovans in Asia. We weren't alone. And incredibly, we didn't just live alongside them, we interbred with them. Genetic evidence shows that many modern humans outside of Africa carry a small percentage of Neanderthal and Denisovan DNA. It's a reminder that our family tree is more of a tangled web than a straight line. So what happened? Why are we the only humans left? Lads, around 70,000 years ago, something extraordinary occurred, often called the cognitive revolution. Homo sapiens began to exhibit incredible creativity and complex thought. We see it in the explosion of art, like the stunning cave paintings in France and Spain. We see it in sophisticated tools, jewelry, and elaborate burial rituals. Most importantly, we developed complex symbolic language, this ability to communicate abstract ideas about the past, the future. About things that don't even exist was our superpower. It allowed for unprecedented cooperation in large groups. We could plan, strategize, and share knowledge across generations like never before. This cognitive toolkit enabled a new, massive wave of migration out of Africa. With superior technology and social organization, Homo sapiens spread across the globe with breathtaking speed, reaching Australia by 65,000 years ago, Europe by 45,000 years ago, and finally the Americas around 15,000 years ago. As we expanded, other human species gradually disappeared, either outcompeted, absorbed into our populations, or perhaps a combination of both. The final act in our story so far is the agricultural revolution, which began around 12,000 years ago. After millennia, as nomadic hunter-gatherers, we started to settle down. We learned to cultivate plants and domesticate animals. This fundamentally changed human society. It led to food surpluses, permanent villages that grew into cities, and the specialization of labor. It laid the foundation for writing, government, and the complex civilizations we know today, from a small group of bipedal apes on the African savanna to a species that has walked on the moon. Our journey is nothing short of miraculous. It's a story of adaptation, of innovation, of cooperation, and of an ever-expanding mind. When you look in the mirror now, you're not just seeing yourself. You're seeing the legacy of millions of years of evolution, the culmination of a story that is still being written. The next chapter is ours to create. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey through time. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the story of us. See you next time.